They put their lives on the line during the height of the Vietnam War. However, they never received any thanks or recognition for their efforts until now. News 10's Tim Daly introduces us to the Secret Squadron.
Imagine spending a year of your life doing a job you were proud of and not being allowed to talk about it.
They tell you not to talk about this stuff, and you don't. When we got out, we had to sign an affidavit saying we wouldn't talk about it forever.
It was an order Vance Nielsen was happy to obey.
Otherwise, we could go to jail for 10 years.
It was 1967. Vance, Dave Steffi, Ralph Womack, and Edwin Jose were in the Navy at the height of the Vietnam War. All barely out of high school when they joined, they were soon given an assignment that was not only top secret, but dangerous as well.
My first clue is after basic training, I was sent to survival school down in San Diego, and when I checked in, the officer of the deck said, "Oh, another one from the suicide squadron."
The instructor down there said, "Well, take a look at the guy next to you because half of you aren't coming back." That was my first clue about this.
The four men were part of a secret naval squadron titled VO-67. Secrecy was demanded because they were based in Thailand and flew over Laos, littering the Ho Chi Minh Trail with listening devices.
When it dropped into the ground at 300 feet, it was the best thing for it. So when it penetrated the ground, the disc would fall off, and all it would be sticking out was a little antenna with three little spikes off the top.
The Ho Chi Minh Trail was a main supply route from North Vietnam to the south. At times, 20,000 troops a month used the trail for travel. Those bugging devices dropped from the sky by the guys of VO-67 were to help the U.S. cut off those supplies.
That way they could pick up troop movements, either bicycles, trucks, troops, whatever, and then come in with bombers or other planes and take out those positions.
Here's why it was so dangerous. The planes had to fly low and slow for those listening devices to be properly dropped into the ground. It wasn't long before the North Vietnamese took aim on those planes.
We lost a crew of 9 really good sailors, and it wasn't that long later, until later we lost another crew of 9. We started all to look at each other and say, man, you know, our friends are gone, and 18 years old, it really hits you hard.
Vietnam memorials like this one in Stockton began popping up around the country not long after the war was over. But because VO-67 was top secret, the men of that squadron weren't recognized for their contributions. When the operation was finally declassified in 1998, the men began tracking each other down and attending reunions. And now 10 years after that, the recognition comes.
Regarding Quezon, that was
These four men live in San Joaquin County, but this week they're in Washington to receive the Presidential Unit Citation for their heroism.
I'm proud of what we did. I think we were effective. We saved some lives over there, and I'm glad to be recognized now, finally.
The secret squadron was disbanded after a year and a half, largely because so many planes were being shot down and so many men were dying. These four lived to talk about it. It just took 30 years. In Stockton, Tim Daly, News 10.
The 4 local members of VO-67 will get their awards in Washington, D.C. tomorrow. Long overdue.
Finally, though,
yeah.
I had never even heard of that technology, but then again, it's been classified until 1998. Incredible.
Fascinating.
They're such heroes, absolutely.